Welcome into College Corner for week 10 of the college football season with my 4 favorite plays heading into this week. Last week, very tough week here on the YouTube channel. 1-3 on the week, 6-7 overall. So a bit of a down week, got us down to now just around 58% on the season. I'll share where we're at on the screen here for you guys as well. But so far this week, been very good. Maction treated us really well. 5-1 so far to start this week. If you guys are looking for more plays other than the 4 I'm about to share with you, drop me a follow on Twitter. I'll include that link down below in the description. But let's keep things going. We're the double-digit weeks now. November is here. This is the stretch run for a lot of teams and a great slate here on Saturday. After a bit of a down slate last week, really nice one for this week. Let's get into this week's plays. First up, player prop. Shout out to props.cash for sponsoring today's video. If you guys haven't had the chance to check them out, an awesome tool to help you bet on any player props in basically every single major league. You can bet on baseball season's wrapped up, but NBA is now out, NHL, college football, college basketball coming soon, the NFL, they have it all. Awesome tool, takes all the information you might be looking for to help you bet on player props, puts it in one place, and also some awesome data to analyze when you look at the lines that are set. Can these guys realistically hit these numbers? Do they not hit these numbers? What do the trends look like? So I'll share a bit of what they're about here as we get through this prop. Again, it's Dylan Gabriel, over 250.5 passing yards in the matchup with Oklahoma State. Bedlam, awesome matchup. Wish this game was at night. Why is it at 3:30? I need this game at 7 o'clock. Regardless, very excited for this one. So for Gabriel, numbers look great over props.cash. He's gone over this number in 6 of 8 starts this season and was also over this number actually in a game against Oklahoma State last year when he threw for 259 yards. Now, last week against Kansas, in a game that the Sooners did lose and put a major dent into their playoff hopes, they did not throw the ball too much. They ran the ball quite a bit against Kansas, which was surprising to see because Kansas has not been good against the pass this season. But Gabriel had just 19 pass attempts in this one. They ran the ball, I think, around 50 times. Ran it really efficiently, so I can understand running the ball when they run it as efficiently as they did. But when you look at Gabriel's numbers throughout the remainder of this season, he's much, much higher. He's averaging 31.5 pass attempts per game. And in those other tight games against Texas and UCF, he's had 38 apiece. So I think we'll see something much higher here against this Oklahoma State defense because the Cowboys have struggled quite a bit against the pass this season, giving up 7.9 yards per attempt, which is 101st in the country. And more importantly, they give the 6th most completions of 20-plus air yards. So when we're looking for ways to be able to hit this number, short order, we can hit these with some explosive plays. Gabriel's not one to push the ball downfield too much. He has just 31 pass attempts of 20-plus air yards, which is 62nd, but he's been super efficient when he does look to make those plays, completing over 51% of them. That is 12th in the country. This isn't an offense that's too much built on the explosive passing plays. His ADOT for Gabriel, pretty low, 116th in the country, 8.4 yards of target in terms of depth of target. But this Oklahoma State team has really struggled to tackle as well. 101st in broken tackle rate. So I think we could see some explosive plays. I think we could see some obviously broken coverages in those explosive plays, but also some poor tackling from this Cowboys defense. And that should definitely generate some yards after the catch to get us over this number. We've got a big total here. I think both of these defenses might struggle. Looking for another big game from Ollie Gordon or the Cowboys in this one at home as a 6-point underdog. I think this game could be close and closer than the spread, but I do like Gabriel to go over his passing yards here against this Cowboys defense. This one here, a little bit ugly. We've got Illinois and Minnesota. I'm taking Illinois +2. Look, this is probably a game you're not going to have on the television, but I think if you bet on it, it'll definitely make you some money. The matchup here, Minnesota, as a team, I think most of us know if we're watching a lot of college football, want to run the ball quite a bit. They're running the ball right now on 63% of plays. That is 7th in all of college football. Illinois struggled in the early parts of the season, but I do think they've found something here defensively in specific to be able to rely on them quite a bit in this game. So since the calendar flipped over to October, they really improved throughout the entire month of October. Were really, really solid against the run. So since week 6, they rank 17th in EPA against the run. Their 3.9 yards per carry allowed is 16th in the country, and they're generating some negative plays at the line of scrimmage, which I really expected to see from this defense. They're 26th in stuff rate in this time span since week 6. And there's really good talent there. Like Jerry Newton's going to be a first-round pick. They have Keith Randolph Jr., who I think will be back this week as well to help the defense. They're coming off a bye as well, which Minnesota isn't, which I think will definitely help them here in this matchup. And what I do like as well, now that they've seen this defense improve over the last 3-4 weeks here, on the season, they're more in that upper half, actually in like the top 50 in these defensive metrics against the run. So this is a pretty solid unit. And Minnesota by no means is an explosive rushing offense. They just lean on it quite a bit and try to ride their defense. But on the opposite side for Illinois, They've asked Luke Altmaier to drop back and throw the ball quite a bit, especially in the first half of the year, but they've made a change here because their pass protection just has not been good enough, and now they're looking to run the ball a hell of a lot more behind this offensive line. So in the last couple of weeks, they've been running the ball on more than 60% of plays. I think this is the philosophy that we're going to see from them from the remainder of the season from Brett Bielema's team. And Minnesota's run defense has been really bad, 113th in EPA against the run, 121st in stuff rate as well. So they're not getting behind the line of scrimmage, generating negative plays. That should keep Illinois moving the chains, moving the football. And as well, when they are dropping back to pass, Minnesota doesn't have that tantalizing pass rush that should give them a lot of problems. So I really like what they can do offensively. I know they're on the road here. You look at the records of these two teams, you would expect Minnesota to win this game handily, but Minnesota is not as quality of a team as the record indicates. This is a tight game between two pretty bad Big Ten West opponents. I think Illinois in the points is the right way to go here at +2. We saw those college football playoff rankings come out on Tuesday, and we saw the Kansas Jayhawks in that top 25, their first ranking in the top 25 in school history for the college football playoff. Iowa State, though, at home, and they're a 2.5-point favorite. You're seeing a home favorite against a ranked opponent. That is a dream scenario here. A lot of people will see a road ranked underdog going against an unranked opponent and just flock to bet a team like Kansas in this spot. That has been a moneymaker for a lot of people if you're just fading these ranked underdogs on the road. But more specifically, we got this Kansas team coming off an emotional win over Oklahoma at home as well. It can be really tough to get over those big emotional wins and move on to the next week. Now they got to go on the road to Ames, Iowa, and play a conference opponent. And was looking into the numbers here, ATS. So just reading this, following a home upset win over a top 20 ranked opponent, teams are 33-1 against the spread when playing a conference opponent as an underdog. That's the exact spot we find here for Kansas. This is a hit rate for a team like Iowa State that's over 71% on the seat all time. I think this isn't all time. This is since 2016, I believe. Have to look back to see the exact number, but this is an awesome trend to be backing. So I definitely want to ride Iowa State here as a short favorite, but a little bit more into why I like this matchup. Kansas leaning on their running backs here with Devin Neal and Highshaw, with the fact that they're going to Jake Bean at quarterback. And Iowa State is definitely ready to stop the run. Top 40 in EPA and opponent yards per carry against the run. And what I think shouldn't be overlooked is, yes, Kansas pulls out that big upset over the Sooners, but they really struggled in the red zone. They got to convert more of those opportunities in the red zone moving forward if they want to find success here offensively and win this game. But I think Iowa State takes care of business there. And then the offensive side, I mentioned for Oklahoma how I was surprised they didn't throw the football as much against this Kansas team because they're 101st in EPA per pass, giving up 7.7 yards per attempt. I think Rocco Becht in this passing offense for Iowa State can find their footing, get some explosive plays here against this Kansas defense, and I really think they take care of business here at home. Definitely a team that a lot of people have overlooked as they came into the season with a lot of those gambling issues with some of the players on the roster. They've turned things around here and been a very solid team in the last few weeks, especially there in October. So definitely love Iowa State at home, -2.5. Now, closing things out with another player prop, I got to get into one of the biggest games of the week. So excited for Alabama and LSU. What I'm going to be taking here is Jace McClellan over 78.5 rushing yards. So the reason I'm on this play, I played him under actually, I played him over and under in weeks prior, but I've noticed, and why I'm attacking this one is this is a matchup here. Well, not the matchup in specific. We'll get into that a little bit more, but this is a spot here for McClellan where he's getting the ball a fair bit more. So you look at these, the stats here from props.cash. He's cleared this number in back-to-back games. We'd like to see that, but on the year, he's only gone over this 78.5 number in 3 of 8 this season, so not quite as good. But what I've noticed is a shift in his workload and his opportunities as of late. So he was splitting time with Roydell Williams. You'd see these guys getting a pretty even amount of opportunities, but in the last 2 weeks, we've seen McClellan getting 16 and 27 carries there against Tennessee, while Williams in now 3 straight weeks has not been able to get to 10-plus attempts in any of those games. So this is McClellan's backfield. I think the last 2 weeks have really emphasized that in a big way. And now we got an awesome opportunity in this matchup against LSU, who's just been horrific defensively, whether it's against the pass or the run. But the numbers actually tell you the pass defense isn't too bad. But against the run, 111th in opponent EPA per rush, giving up 5.6 yards per carry. We should be able to run the ball really efficiently here, and 110th this season in stuff rate as well. So not generating a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage. McClellan should get the workload. He should get the volume. I'm really concerned for this LSU defense that Alabama will move the ball pretty effectively. I'm very excited for this game. This is a Jaden Daniels Heisman-type moment type of game here to be able to put his stamp on that award and potentially get into the mix, which he already is right now, but this would really do it for him. This Alabama defense can definitely give them a lot of problems, especially when you look at what they're able to do with the talent they have in the secondary. So being very physical, giving a lot of trouble with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. Can LSU continue to move the ball so effectively in the passing game with Alabama coming off a bye week and some extra time to prepare? Alabama could handle this game, and I think it comes to leaning on the ground game with McClellan, so I like him to go over his rushing yards. All right, those are my favorite plays for Week 10 of the college football slate. Again, guys, if you're looking for more, we'll definitely have more. Really loving this slate this week. Drop me a follow on Twitter. That link will be down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.